welcome back. Are you ready for another day of fun? Awesome. Today's Bible point is God is always with you. Wow, God! I wonder how our friend Ian's doing today. He's having a little bit of trouble with one of his inventions, but he's such an upbeat and positive guy, I'm sure he'll be fine. Maybe not.
Hey.
Ian, what's wrong?
Well, after we talked yesterday, I went home and I started working on my design for the greatest invention ever. The one I was going to give to my mom.
That's great. So you have a plan. What's wrong?
Well, after I finished my design, I came to the factory to ask the other workers if they could help me. But after they saw a photo of my design, none of them wanted to help.
Oh, Ian, I'm sorry. That's not very nice of them.
The worst part is they hogged up all the supplies too. So I had to go to the supply closet and I found this.
Do you even know what that is?
Oh, yeah, it's a floppy clarinet with a mustache.
That I think is a piece of a vacuum cleaner. Are you sure you were in the supply closet or the janitor's closet?
Well, if it was the janitor's closet, that explains all the mops. But watch, I can still make beautiful musical noise from this thing.
Okay. Ian, stop. Stop, please. It's okay.
Okay, so maybe you're right, but I still don't have anyone to work on the design with.
Well, that's all right. Today's Bible point is God is always with you. Wow, God!
What's that supposed to mean?
It means when you don't have a friend in the world and you think you're all alone, God will be there with you.
Well, I guess that's kind of cool.
Yeah, imagine. The God that created the entire universe is there just for you.
That's really cool.
And you know what, Ian? I'll be with you too.
Really?
Sure.
You would do that for me?
Absolutely. Soon as I'm done with these kids here, I'll help you with your invention.
All right. I'll go check the closet for more supplies.
Not the janitor's closet. Have a great day today, kids. We'll see you back here. And remember, God is always with you. Wow, God.
No one else could heal all Welcome back to Bible Discovery. I hope you guys are having fun this week at Maker Fun Factory Living Room Edition. I'm having a lot of fun here, and I'm really excited to look at today's Bible story with you. Let's get started. So yesterday, we left God's people, the Israelites, getting ready to capture Jericho and enter the Promised Land. In today's Bible story, we find God's people in a bit of a mess. Remember how I told you that there were people living in the Promised Land who worshiped idols and fake gods? Well, after they took over the land, some of God's people started worshiping those fake gods. And God didn't like that so much. So he let his people be conquered by the Midianites, who were a bunch of really mean warriors. The Midianites stole all of the crops the Israelites grew and brought in their own animals to eat all the grass. God's people were nearly starving. If they were able to grow a little bit of grain, they had to hide it right away so the Midianites didn't take it. And that's where we meet our character today. So today we're going to be looking at a guy named Gideon. And we find Gideon threshing wheat at the bottom of a wine press. He was hiding his little bit of grain from the Midianites. And threshing was a way that they would separate the good parts of wheat from the rest of it. So threshing is normally done outdoors so the wind can take all the bad parts of grain and take it away so you don't have to deal with it. But Gideon was so scared of the Midianites that he was trying to thresh down inside of a wine press. So a wine press was kind of like a well in the ground. So he's in the ground at this point. And while he was threshing his wheat, an angel of the Lord appeared and said to him, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." Gideon, the guy who is hiding in the ground, is a mighty hero? I don't know. Gideon even says to the angel, he says, "If the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? Where are the miracles our ancestors told us about? The Lord has abandoned us and handed us over to the Midianites." Today we're learning that God is always with you. Wow, God. But Gideon was confused. He wondered why God wasn't helping him in his hard situation. Maybe there's a time that you felt a little bit like Gideon. You felt alone or abandoned. And that can be really tough. I think we've all felt like Gideon at some point, alone and abandoned. And Gideon may have felt abandoned by God, but it was just that, a feeling, because God never leaves us. He was still right there with Gideon. God's angel said to Gideon, "Go with the strength you have and rescue Israel from the Midianites. I am sending you." I bet Gideon was thinking, me? What? But instead, he says, "God, how can I rescue Israel? My clan is the weakest, and I'm the least in my entire family." But the Lord answers him, "I will be with you." And that's what we're learning today, that God is always with you. So that night, God told Gideon to go out and destroy all of the idols that were near his father's house, and then build an altar to God. An altar was a little monument for God, and sometimes it was made out of stones or wood. But we're going to take some time to do that. We are going to destroy an idol. So if you guys have a cup, you can do that. If you have a pillow, I want you to put it down and stomp on it. Idol gone. So once he had destroyed all of the idols, the next morning, people saw what had happened to all the idols, and they suspected Gideon. They went to his father and said, "Bring out your son. We're going to kill him for destroying the altar of Baal." Baal was one of their fake gods. But Gideon's father said, "Let Baal defend himself." When the people saw that Baal didn't defend himself or do anything, really, they realized that he was fake, and they turned back to their one true God. Well, it was time for battle with the Midianites. So Gideon called all his men together. So good news for you guys. You get to be part of Gideon's army now. So I need you to stand up, put on your best battle pose. You're ready to go. And Gideon had his army. So he has all his men ready to go conquer the Midianites. But there weren't that many men, and the Midianite army was huge. And God does a weird thing here. He told Gideon, "You have too many warriors. If you fight and win, you'll boast that it was because of your own strength. So send home anyone who's afraid to fight." Gideon told the men that anyone who was afraid could leave. And 22,000 people left and went home. Bye, guys. It was nice knowing you. That left Gideon with only 10,000 men. So he's already had a smaller army than the Midianites, and now it's only about a third of what the size had been. But God does a weird thing again. He said there's still too many people. He said to take the remaining men down to the stream, and he would test them depending on how they drank water. Let's see what that's all about. So they go down to a stream, and they have to drink water. So when you're drinking water outside, it's okay to be a little more messy than when you're sitting at your table. So some of the men drink water by cupping their hands and lapping it up like a dog. But other men drank water by kneeling down and just shoving their face in the stream. You're in Gideon's army now, so how are you going to drink your water? Would you cup it and lap it up like a dog? Or are you just shoving your face in the stream to drink water? In Gideon's army, 300 men drank water from their hands. And the rest drank with their faces right in the stream. So God said to keep the ones who drank from their hands. So we started with over 30,000 men. There were 10,000 men left. Now there's only 300. And that is the army that God is sending with Gideon. But all of you can stay in our army today. So there was 300 of them. Now the rest of the story happens at night. That night, God said to Gideon, "Get up, go down to the Midianite camp, for I have given you a victory over them." So we're going to need to use some imagination here. But he gave each man in his army a ram's horn. So we don't have any horns, but you'll just have to pretend like this and okay? I want you to try it out. He also gave them a torch. So maybe you have a cell phone with a light you can hold up. So he had his men surround the enemy camp and spread out. Gideon said, "When you hear me blow the ram's horn, I want you to blow your horn and hold up your torch. And then you need to yell, 'A sword for the Lord and a sword for Gideon.'" Okay, so we're going to do that. I want you guys to stand up if you're not already standing. When I count to 3, we're going to blow our horns, we're going to hold up our torches, and we're going to yell, "A sword for the Lord and a sword for Gideon." Okay? So 1, 2, 3. Do-do-do! A sword for the Lord and a sword for Gideon. At that point, the Midianites rushed around in a panic. They didn't know what was happening. They were trying to escape. God caused them to be so confused that they started fighting against each other. And look, they're running away. They're trying to escape. The victory is ours. What a story. Gideon won the battle because God was with him all the way. God is always with you too. Gideon didn't think he was up to the challenge of defeating the Midianites and their huge army. But God was with him, so he made it possible. Maybe there's a challenge you're facing right now. Something you think you need God's help with. We might not be able to talk about that in person right now, but this would be a great thing to go talk to your parents about. If there's something you're facing that's really difficult and you don't know how to fix it, you should go talk to your mom and dad. Because no matter what challenge or hard time you're facing in your life, it's important to remember that you're not alone. God is always with you. Wow, God. But He loves you and He will always be with you. Here at Maker Fun Factory, here at Park Street, there in your living room, and wherever you go. So thank you for joining me on today's journey. Let's pray and then we'll close. Dear God, I thank you that you are always with us. Wherever we are, whatever circumstance we find ourselves in, when things are going really well or when we feel like we're going into an impossible situation, like the battle that Gideon and his army faced. I thank you that you are constant when other things fall apart. I pray that we would always remember this. In your name, amen. Well, thank you for joining me today. I had a lot of fun going through that story. I hope you enjoy your next station, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's story is a really good one, so you don't want to miss it. Bye, guys.
I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. 'Cause God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop. I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. Let's do it all again right now. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop.
Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of Imagination Station, Kidsweek Maker Fun Factory. Today's Bible point is, God is always with you. Today, we are making a whirligig. Whirligigs spin in every direction. And no matter what direction it goes, we never know. But no matter what direction we go in, we need to remember that God is always with us. We might not be able to see him, but he is always there. For our whirligig, we need only a few supplies. We need some markers, a cardboard circle, some string, and a skewer. The first thing you need to do is decorate. Make it special. You can put a Bible verse on it. You can decorate it with a cross. You can put a flower on it, whatever you would like. You can make a really cool swirl design, however you'd like, but make sure you decorate both sides. When you're done, for my preschool and kindergarten friends, you should use an adult to help you. Take your skewer and poke 2 holes through the middle. Then take your string and put it through both holes and tie a knot. When you're done, all you have to do is pick up your whirligig, spin it towards yourself, and pull. And see how the whirligig goes in different directions? Our lives lead us in different directions too. But we need to remember that no matter what, God is always with us. Have fun!
Meet Austin, Josh, and Alex.
We had to do this community service project.
So each student in my class had to come up with their own project, design it, build it, and implement it.
We were thinking about what we would do, and we wanted to do something as a group.
The boys decided they wanted to do a project that would help kids make new friends.
It's kind of a bad feeling to be alone on the playground.
If someone doesn't have a friend to play with, they might feel lonely.
That's when they came up with the idea for Buddy Bench. They got a local hardware store to donate the bench.
We take it out every morning whenever somebody sits on it, then we go and play with them.
When I see someone sitting at the bench alone, I run over to ask if they want to play the game I'm playing. But if they don't, then I'll ask what they want to play and I'll play with them.
My teachers have said, this is a really great idea. I'm glad you're doing this.
Teachers have said that they like the idea and also that it inspires a lot of people.
Buddy Bench was so popular at their school, they decided to donate another one.
They also went to another school in our community and they made a bench for them and took it there and presented it to that school so they could carry on the legacy somewhere else too.
It's just a cool feeling to see that kids are actually having fun and not just sitting there.
The Buddy Bench is really helping on the playground. Sometimes 4 to 5 kids every day use it to meet new friends.
There was a girl named Samantha, and we decided to ask her. She wanted to play football, so we played football with her.
I hope that sometime no one will have to use the bench, so they'll all have friends to play with.
In the Bible, Book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, it says, "The Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Remember, in good times and bad, and especially when you need a friend, God is always with you.
Through every storm of life, I to sing a brand new song. You opened up my eyes to see. You rescued me, rescued me. You showed the way when there was no way out. Cleared up my mind when you erased all doubt. You made me strong when I was weak. You rescued me, rescued me. Through every storm of life, I know you're by my side. So I am holding on to your promises. You are the God who holds my future, all my dreams. So I am holding on. You'll never let go of me. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! You are my God. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! You are my God. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! You are my God. I'm holding on to you. Hey! You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! Through every storm of life, I know you're by my side. So I am holding on to your promises. You are the God who holds my future, all my dreams. So I am holding on. You'll never let go of me. I know you're by my side. So I am holding on to your promises. You are the God who holds my future, all my dreams. So I am holding on. You'll never let go of me. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! You are my God. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey!
Hi kids! I hope you had a great third day here at Maker Fun Factory. Remember, God is always with you. Wow, God! Remember that as you go through your day today, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.